Okay, so in this video, we're going to keep on going on the 1.7 Illustrator CNC project. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go into our Rapid Identity. And in our Rapid Identity, the part that we are looking for is the same thing that AWS, as far as the Industrial Tech AWS Lab for apps, or Lab apps. So if I click into here, this is a part where it may take a while. I don't know if you guys always get this little part right here where you have to click on the actual IT portion. But if you do, make sure you select that part and sign in. You might actually bypass that. I haven't noticed the student that way. At the same time, the next thing usually is it goes and spins there for a long time. Please be patient while it's spinning. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to select Adobe Illustrator. Sometimes it gets you there. Other times it takes a little while to go through and do this process. So this right now is at 6%. I'm going to pause it and I'm going to resume my video once I get through this step right here. But I'm just going to, rather than have you wait and watch, pause and then come back on. So mine just went through, got to 100% or almost 100% and started doing the spinning, which is loading my application settings. Sometimes I've noticed it freezes out or times out here where we might have to come search for our Illustrator again up in the upper left hand corner if these icons come active. This little four rectangle grid allows you to select into Illustrator also. Mine right now seems to be inactive. I'm just going to be patient and wait a second or two just to make sure that I'm being patient enough. And now it's starting to open Adobe Illustrator for me. And it does take a little bit of time, so be patient. I'd expect to, I guess, take 5 minutes to get in here. I'm just going to have it set off to the side, start it up, do something to pass your time so you're not just staring at the screen and being patient. It's hard. All right, so now we are getting into Adobe Illustrator. One of the first things it's going to ask you to do is it's going to ask you to sign in. And you got to go through the sign in with Google. And we're going to do it actually up here on top. And we're just going to type in our school address. Mine's Robert Lehman at ISD 728. And this is going to have it send us through the Rapid Identity process one more time. It's kind of redundant that way. Hit continue. We want to go to the company or a school account. Also, it can be called an enterprise account. I've still seen a few accounts that show up as enterprise account. Click on that. And then you go into your Rapid Identity. This is where we don't need our at ISD728.org. This is your login and your password. And then from here, we should be getting into Adobe Illustrator. Now, things we should have done by now is we should have linked. So we should go, if we go to the folder here, we should see the Google Drive is on there. If not, there's a little cloud icon right here where you can click that cloud and add that Google Drive. That's what that first video walks you through. The next part though is we are going to go and we're going to open our file. We can go open there, we can go file open. That gets us to our PC and we want to go into our Google Drive. Once we get into our Google Drive, our drive works just like folders here. So I want to go into my drive. Once I get into my drive, I'll have all the things I have on my Google Drive, and I want to get into my 8th grade IT. And my 8th grade IT is in my classes, 8th grade industrial tech, and then I want to go and select and open my laser tag. Select it, hit open, or double click it, will open it up too. And then what you should see is you should see Adobe Illustrator open this assignment. And I'm just going to explain what we're looking at right now is, first of all, the little, I guess, tutorial. You can go through the tutorial if you want to. It kind of gives you a little tour. It's kind of handy at times. Don't be afraid to go hit OK and click through those things. The next thing, though, is we're looking at our artboard right now. If you have a mouse, I know that it is a scroll up or scroll down. I think the same thing happens on your trackpad as far as double finger up or double finger down dragging. And then what we're looking at here is we're looking at a 2-inch by 2-inch artboard. And what I did there to zoom in, zoom out is I hit the Alt key with my scroll wheel. I think that's also the same thing with the trackpad. If you zoom in or zoom up or down, 2-finger up or down with the Alt key held in, you can zoom in and zoom out. The important part to know is this is a 2-inch by 2-inch space. And on mine, I had already put down a thin red outline just so that way I know for sure that your piece is going to cut. All right, so it has a thin red border, and that border is in a line weight of 0.001, which tells my laser engraver with the color red that it's 0.001 of an inch, thousandths of an inch, in the color red that it's going to burn or cut that piece out of that plywood. What we have to do here is we have to start by making a shape, and then we probably also want to have some kind of cutout, and then we want to have some kind of, I guess, laser engraving happening where we have some kind of black space where it cuts that, or I guess burns that, laser engraves it into our document or into our workpiece. But that's just getting started here and getting into Illustrator, opening it up. Thanks for watching the video. The next video I will start doing stuff. Hope this helps.